Hello everyone, I'm Grandmaster Justin Ichikawa from the Teal Wesley Karate Studio, and here's today's Martial Arts Monday tip. So at black belt level, you start to work on your style a little bit more, and you start to work on creativity, and you push the limits and push the boundaries. So what I'm going to show you now are a couple of jump kick ideas. I'm going to choose 3 of them that start a little bit basic and they work their way up to a very advanced level. So that way you give yourself kind of a stepping stone and kind of a ladder to go towards. So that way you have a starting spot that's within your realm of possibility. It's a little bit more difficult than what you used to when you're a red belt in the lower rank, but it's still a little bit more challenging. Some of you black belts already know how to do it, so this is a good way to kind of practice at it, make sure you're doing it correctly the same way that I'll be instructing now. So the first set of jump kicks we're going to be doing is called a double scoop kick. It's probably the easiest double to start with, and there's going to be, we have 2 different kinds, one at the same time and one we call a scissor, so it's one foot then the other. So I'm going to start with a scissor because it's a little bit easier. So when I do that, to practice it, you want to kind of throw your first foot in your scoop and just kind of hold it there. Once you have it held there, and from that point, I'm going to jump from one foot to the other to throw my kick out, okay? So I don't want to get in the habit of doing a kick and then scissoring my leg straight up without getting comfortable jumping, okay? So it turns out being a standing scoop, recoil, and then an offensive scoop, just jumping with a single foot. Okay, so again, when I come up, it's a scissor. I want to come up with one, kick, and immediately kick for the second. Anytime you have a double, it's always going to be in a quick 1-2 motion. I never want to do 1 and then 2. It's too slow. I want to try and make it a pop kind of a sound, so there's limited time in between. So the moment my one foot comes up, my other one's going to come right behind. A good way to practice is to sit down in a chair, sit down on the bed, sit on the floor, and just practice kicking your feet up. So I'm kicking 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, just like that. Then when I get comfortable, then I can start to go to the air. So again, I'm going to start by just doing one scoop kick. I'll throw my foot up to the scoop, and while it's still recoil, I'm going to jump with my left foot and kick into the left target. Okay? Once I get comfortable doing 1, 2, then I'm going to make it quicker. I'll go 1, wait, 2. Then I'll get more comfortable. 1, wait, 2. And then as I go for it, I want to start and swing one foot up. And the moment I swing that foot up, I'm going to start pushing my left foot off the ground and go right into the second kick. So it'll look something like this. So again, it's that sound, that 1, 2 I want to hear. So I'm going to come up with it, I reach up with that right foot, and I go immediately into the left. So it's kick, scissor, 1, 2 like that. So I'm coming up, 1, 2 for my double scoop. Okay, now for the challenge. This particular kick is a triple. So a way to progress in your kicks, you start with doubles, a scissor, then you do both at the same time, and then you go into multiple kicks, triples, quadruples, and then from there we go into circular. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to do a triple kick. We're going to start with the scissor scoop kick, the right, left, and I'm going to go from a right to a left into a right round. So I'm going to go scoop, scoop, round kick. So again, a good way to practice it, sit in a chair, sit on the edge of the bed, sit on the floor, do it in the pool, somewhere where you're not going to fall and hit the ground. So what I do is I practice by sitting down, I do my scoop, scoop, into my round. So I'll get comfortable with it. Okay, so as I'm sitting down, if I come over here and I have a seat, I'm going to sit down and practice my 1, 2 into the turning round. So going 1, 2, 3, practicing that motion. 1, 2, 3. The best way to make this work is to try to eliminate any kind of pause in between each kick. It's going to happen really, really quickly, so your target holder needs to be prepared for that. So as I come up, I'm going to do a quick right, left, right. Or if you prefer the other one, I'm going to go left, right, left, depending if you're right-legged or left-legged kicker. I like to kick with my right leg, I'm a little quicker off it, so I like to turn right into left, back into right again. So the idea is I'm going to come up with my 1 and my 2, and as I do my 2, I'm immediately, as soon as I do that 2, my right hip is going to pull into that round kick. So I want to come up, 1, 2, pull, 1, 2, pull. That way I can get that round kick fired in there enough to get my feet back on the ground. Now the secret to success on multiple kicks is to try and keep your feet close together. If you do a 1 and your foot comes all the way back and you switch to 2 and you switch to 3, you're going to be needing to be in the air a whole lot longer, and if you're not the greatest jumper, you want to make sure your feet are close together so they're quick. So I do 1 scoop and it passes right into the next, right into the third. So I'm doing 1, 2, 3. My feet are never far apart. They're going to be super quick, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, just like that, as you'll see right now. So I'm going to do a right scoop, left scoop, right round. Okay, so listen for the 3. I'm going to go 1 into 2 into 3. 1, 2, 3. So you hear a really quick 1, 2, 3 sound. Okay, another way you can do this is to either hold on to something, you can sit on the ground and have the person hold the targets. That way they can get comfortable with how the 1, 2, 3 works. So it's going to need to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the target holder, make sure you get a very competent target holder that knows how to quickly work with you and how to quickly move with you. It's almost like they're playing the drums. Okay, so I'm going to go 1, 2, into 3. You practice it slow, 1, 2, 3. And you do it faster, 1, 2, 3. That way you're working with each other. They're able to even catch your kick if you need to, so that way you don't hit your partner. Okay, so we call it a triple kick. It's right scoop, right round. Okay, so the next step is, after we get doubles, then we get triples, the next step into advanced jump kicking is to start to go circular. So you start with simple things, 180s, then you go into 360s, then you go to 540s, 720s, and if you're feeling good that day, 900s, depending on how much coffee you drank that morning. So what we're going to do now is a kick called a 360 jump turning round kick. So the idea is I want to be starting with my kicking leg in the front. When I jump and turn, I'm going to turn over my back shoulder. Okay, so I'm jumping with 2 feet, I'm all the way up, turning over my back shoulder. My right leg is going to come up, and I'm going to do my round kick. Now, the number one thing that I notice with my students, what they do, is they'll jump up and their knees will come upward, but they'll forget to fold for the round by turning their knee over to kick. So they'll end up doing an anti-crescent kick. There's nothing wrong with that, but if you want to do a jump turning round which has a little bit more power to it, you need to get good at jumping and turning and being able to turn that knee inward to fold for that round kick. Because if you just come with your knee pointed upward, you're going to kick across, and again, it'll be an anti-crescent. And you might mess up your knee because sometimes if you torque it inward hard, it puts a lot of strain on your ligaments and joints. So what I want to try to do is jump and turn and practice doing a jump, turn, and fold. So I'll jump, come around, and I'll get my fold in there. So I'll practice that. Jump, turn around, land in a fold, okay? So I would say a good way to practice this is maybe try it almost all the way there. So instead of starting completely straight, maybe I'll start a little bit more at an angle. That way if I angle this, it's a little less 360 for me to go, okay? So to practice this, a good way to start is I wind up hard to my right as I quickly torque across to my left. I'm going to pretend almost like I'm doing a left elbow into a right elbow, which will end up spinning me in a circle faster. Okay? There's 2 different ways you can do it. I can either jump like a pencil, completely straight, or I can jump up like I'm doing a cannonball and I can tuck my knees in. People do it different ways. It all depends on how you feel about how fast you can turn, whether like a pencil or whether like a cannonball. Okay? So I'm going to give you a couple demonstrations of how I do the jump turning round. It's a very powerful kick. You just got to make sure that you start jumping with 2 feet. Your instinct is going to want to be to jump and turn and pick up 1 foot. It'll end up being like a butterfly round. It won't be as cool looking as you want it to be, but it's still a good kick. But to get more power out of it, jump with 2 feet, spin all the way around super hard, and you want to get that round kick, and hopefully your partner's arm will go flying just like you wanted it to be. Okay, so here we go. Gotta do one more. Now come all the way around. I want to make sure also when I do this kick, I'm not doing a snapping kick. As I do that round, I want to pull it all the way through so I get all that follow through and all that torque that I'm doing in my jump and spin to follow through in that target so it hits hard. Okay, because you don't want to just do a kick and just get a light tap out of it. You want to get a lot of explosiveness in that power. So a good way to do that is to bring that foot all the way through and then recoil at the very end. Make sure you point all your toes forward and you fully have that foot pointed so it's nice and strong. So we call that the jump turning round kick. From there on, you have also 540 jump turning round kick. Instead of your kicking leg in the front, you're going to start with your other leg in the front. You're going to jump over that front shoulder. But again, first let's get these doubles, these triples, get this 360 down, and then you can start going more into 540s, into 720s.
Thank you so much for watching this Monday martial arts tip. Please tune in every Monday on our website at towestsidekarate.com in our blog section. We'll be posting videos every Monday, so make sure you tune in. If you have any comments or concerns or questions about any video that I've shown, I'll leave a link below to send a direct text to me. Also, if you have anything that you want to see, you could also send that text to me also. If you want to see some weapon work, some sparring drills, some kicks or block or hand techniques, I'll be more than happy to show that to you. You could also follow this link below to follow us at Facebook and also to follow us on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next Monday. Tong Su!